Hello everyone, good morning. We have discussed alcohol, phenols and ethers chapter in the last class. In today's class we will continue that. In the last class we were discussing about some of the methods of preparations of alcohols. In that we discussed how one can prepare the alcohol from the method hydroboration and oxidation, how one can prepare alcohol from alkenes, that is by reduction, how alcohol can be synthesized by alkene as well as hydroboration and oxidation technique. Hope you know that. Now we will continue the next preparation of alcohol. In that, first one is from Grignard reagent. How one can prepare alcohol from Grignard reagent. Very, very important question for the examination. So in Grignard reagent, what is meant by that Grignard reagent? First of all, you should know the formula of this Grignard reagent. So this is Grignard is the name of a scientist who invented that, therefore we call it as a Grignard reagent. So its general formula of a Grignard reagent is, that is RMgX. So RMgX is the general formula of the Grignard reagent. So here R is acts as a partially negative charged one, and this is a metal, therefore metal is always acts as a positive charge. So it's an positive and negative charge is present in the one molecule, that is RMgX. It has a negative charge as well as a positive charge, partial negative charge as well as a partial positive charge is observed in a single molecule. So when you have a Grignard reagent, how can you prepare alcohol from this? So if you have a carbonyl compound, let us take a general carbonyl compound. I will write a general equation, then we will discuss the examples. So if we have a carbonyl compound, we write it as a C double bond O. In the carbonyl compound, if it is reacts with the Grignard reagent, what is the formula of a Grignard reagent? That is RMgX, isn't it? So here carbonyl compound is there, here it is Grignard reagent. We know that carbonyl compound is having partial positive charge as well as a partial negative charge. Both the charge is present in a carbonyl compound as well as in the Grignard reagent also. So here if I write a charge over here, this carbon is always carrying a positive charge and oxygen is always carrying a negative charge. So here also alkyl group, that is we written it as R, that carrying a negative charge, Mgx metal that is having a positive charge. We know that opposite charge always attracts. So what happens here? Negatively charged alkyl groups comes and attach to the carbonyl carbon. At that time what happens? Here this group comes here. If this group attached here, valency of the carbon becomes greater than 4. We know that always what is the valency of a carbon? It is always 4. Here it is, if this group comes and attached, then what happens? Valency becomes more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Already it is 4. If one more group is attached, it becomes 5. So how can you satisfy it? So that you can move this double bond to this oxygen, because oxygen is always having a negative charge, lone pair of electron, so it has the capacity to acquire an electron. So when this bond is shifted to this position, what happens? This O negative, this will abstract this Mgx, because it's a positive charge, this is negative charge, again oppositely charged one attracts. So what happens? Addition product will be obtained. Adduct will be obtained. I can write something like this. C single bond. We shifted the one bond, so it becomes single bond. O is abstracted by Mgx. O Mgx, and here it was a positive charge. R is comes and attached here. So here R and one more group, it is already there. So this becomes adduct is formed. We call this one as additional product. So Therefore, this becomes an adduct, additional product, therefore we call it as adduct. Next, our aim is to get an alcohol, isn't it? Whether it is an alcohol, no. So we have to get an alcohol. How can you get an alcohol? You have to go for hydrolysis. H2O in the presence of an acid, you can write like this, or you can also write this. In the presence of an acid, H2O, H plus. So here what happens? Again, if you observe this additional product, here it is oxygen. Oxygen is always carrying a negative charge, isn't it? So this carries negative charge. This is magnesium, it's a metal, always carries a positive charge. So here in water helidre, it has an H plus and OH minus, isn't it? Again, it also has a positive as well as a negative charge. So what happens? H plus is a positively charged one, will abstract by an O minus, oxygen negative. MgX, that will abstract an OH minus because it's a positive charge. This is negative charge. So what happens here? The product obtained is, see here, it's carbon, O minus, it subtract H plus from the H2O, so it becomes an OH, and here R. And it is MgX was there. Magnesium is an metal, it is always having a positive charge that will abstract an OH minus, so it becomes MgOH, and already there X. So therefore, what is this? ROH. ROH is a general formula of what? ROH is a general formula of an alcohol. So we got an alcohol. So this is how one can synthesize alcohol from the Grignard reagent. So initially what you have to do? You have to treat a carbonyl carbon with a Grignard reagent. So once you treat with the Grignard reagent, you should remember the formula of a Grignard reagent, that is very, very important. So Grignard reagent is having a positive as well as a negative charge. Negatively charged one will be attacked by a carbonyl carbon which is always having a positive charge. Next, oxygen, it is having a negative charge that will be abstracted by a metal magnesium, so we get an additional product, that is what we call it as adduct. So once adduct is obtained, then hydrolysis has to be done. So when hydrolysis is conducted or carrying, at that time what happens? We are going to get a product called alcohol. Hope it is clear. So this is a general formula. So then we have to take an example for it. So this method is also used to prepare a primary, secondary as well as a tertiary alcohol. If in the examination, if the question is asked like how can you prepare a primary alcohol from the Grignard reagent, or how can you prepare a secondary alcohol from the Grignard reagent, or how can you prepare a tertiary alcohol from the Grignard reagent, usually that question will be there for a 2 marks. So in all the cases reaction mechanism is the same. No variation in that, exact the same methodology will be followed, but you have to take a different carbonyl compound. That's the only difference. If you want to get a primary alcohol, you have to treat a Grignard reagent with a formaldehyde. What is the formula of a formaldehyde then? Formaldehyde is HCHO, isn't it? So this is what we call it as a formaldehyde. Why we call this one as a formaldehyde? Only one carbon is there. So it's a formaldehyde or methanol. So here this is formaldehyde, or I can also write it as methanol. So when you have a formaldehyde, when you treat that with a Grignard reagent, I will take methyl magnesium chloride. So this is a Grignard reagent. Here I wrote a general formula. This general formula, this is an example for that. So when this reacts, what happens first? What is the process? You have to get an adduct. Additional product has to be obtained. So how can you get an additional product? Very simple. If this is clear, then you can write any reaction under this Grignard reagent. So here magnesium is a positively charged one. Methyl is a negatively charged one. Why methyl is a negatively charged? Because it's an alkyl group, so it's a negatively charged one. So here what happens? Carbonyl carbon. Carbon is a positively charged one. Oxygen is negatively charged one. So what happens at that time? So negatively charged alkyl group comes and attaches on carbonyl carbon. At that time, this double bond will shift to this position to satisfy the valency. We know that oxygen is having a negative charge. So what happens at that time? This oxygen will attack or will abstract that magnesium group, because magnesium is a metal, so it always has a positive charge. So next what happens? What is the additional product? Always remember it, when you write an additional product, you have to write an additional product within a square bracket. So what is the product? CH. So it's a double bond O was there, so it becomes a single bond O. So MgCl, and here CH3 group comes and attached, and H was already there. So this is what we call it as additional product. Additional product is obtained. So next what you have to do? You have to go for hydrolysis. Hydrolysis in the sense you have to treat with water molecule. Hope you remember it. Hydrolysis means you have to treat with water molecule. This is what we discussed in the last year chapter. In hydrocarbons we have discussed this. Hydrolysis in the sense addition of water molecule. You have to treat with the water molecule. When you treat with the water molecule, what happens? Again, in an adduct, it has a negative charge as well as a positive charge. Both negative charge as well as a positive charge is there. So enagtadaga here OH, O minus abstract H plus, it becomes OH. So here H, here H, here it is CH3, and side product is MgCl and OH. So what is this? This one I can also write it as CH3, CH2, OH. Whether it's a primary alcohol? Yes, it's a primary alcohol. What is meant by primary alcohol? We discussed that in the first class. What is meant by primary alcohol, secondary alcohol as well as a tertiary alcohol. So here it is a primary alcohol because alcohol hydroxyl group attached to carbon, that carbon is attached to only one another carbon. So this becomes a primary alcohol. So this is how one can synthesize primary alcohol from the Grignard reagent. Hope this is clear. Yes. Next, how can you synthesize secondary alcohol? What is meant by secondary alcohol? Secondary alcohol is the one where OH attached carbon should attach to two other carbon groups. Then we call it as secondary alcohol. So here, how can you get a secondary alcohol from the Grignard reagent? Reaction method is exactly similar to the previous one. No variation, only this reactant is different. You have to take a different reactant. To prepare a secondary alcohol, one can take any aldehyde except formaldehyde. Remember it. If you take any aldehyde except a formaldehyde, then it becomes a secondary alcohol. If you want to get a primary alcohol, always you have to treat with a formaldehyde or methanol. So we will move on to the secondary alcohol, how to synthesize secondary alcohol from the Grignard reagent. So here, any aldehyde, which aldehyde you can take? I will take ethanol or acetaldehyde. What is the formula of acetaldehyde? CH3, CHO, CH3, C double bond O, H, acetaldehyde. So here what happens? When acetaldehyde treated with the Grignard reagent, I will take same Grignard reagent, CH3, MgCl, you can take Cl or bromide, any, X is a halogen over here. So here I wrote X, isn't it? This X is halogen. here in RMGX, R is alkyl group, X is a halogen. We know this already. So X is a halogen, so we can take, in the place of X you can take chlorine group or bromine, iodine, fluorine, any group you can take. Here I took chlorine along with the magnesium. So here it's a ethanol, isn't it? Or I can write it as acetaldehyde. So here it is acetaldehyde. So again the reaction mechanism is exactly similar to this one, no variation, only the reactant is different. If it is clear, then you can write any reaction. It's very simple, but it's very, very important one for your theory examination. So here it is, magnesium positive charge, alkyl group negatively charged. So carbonyl carbon is always having a positive charge, oxygen is always having a negative charge. So what happens here? Negatively charged carbon comes and attached to positively charged carbonyl carbon. At that time, shifting of a bond takes place to satisfy the valency of a carbon. Next, this oxygen will be negatively charged one will be extracted by magnesium. So we are going to get an additional product, that is an adduct, where MgCl, so CH3. Next, C is bonded to H. Always while writing, don't write like this, you have to write CH3, because always carbon is connected to the carbon, not to the hydrogen. So next here, which group attached here? Here one more CH3, isn't it? This CH3 comes and attached here. So this becomes an additional product. Yes. Next becomes hydrolysis. Treating with the water molecule. Once you treat with the water molecule, what happens? H plus will be abstracted by O minus. MgCl will be react with the hydroxyl group. So we are going to get the product CH3, here OH, CH3H plus MgCl and OH. So here this becomes which alcohol? It becomes secondary alcohol. Why it becomes secondary alcohol? OH attached to carbon is connected to the two other carbon atom. So this becomes a secondary alcohol. This becomes primary alcohol, whereas this becomes secondary alcohol. CH3 connected to the two other carbon, so it becomes a secondary alcohol. How can you name it? So while naming, OH group should attach to the carbon, so the name becomes, what is the name? Here you can write it as, so you can choose like this itself. So it becomes 1, 2, 3 propane 2-all. So it becomes an propane 2-all. I can also write it as CH3COH CH3H, isn't it? So it becomes an propane 2-all. So this is how to synthesize secondary alcohol. So this is the method to prepare a primary alcohol. This is method to prepare a secondary alcohol. Then how can you prepare a tertiary alcohol? We'll move on to that. So how can you prepare? So if you use an aldehyde, that's a formaldehyde, you are going to get a primary alcohol. If you use any aldehyde other than formaldehyde, you are going to get an secondary alcohol. How can you get tertiary alcohol then? For that, you have to treat with any ketones. So if you treat with an aldehyde, you are going to get a primary as well as a secondary alcohol. If you treat with ketone, any ketone, then you are going to get an tertiary alcohol. I will write a general reaction for that. You can write an example by yourself. So I will write a general equation of that. So if I take any ketone, R C double bond O R. So this is the formula of a ketone, hope you remember it. So aldehyde in the sense R C double bond OH. So here if you replaced H by any alkyl group or an aryl group, then it becomes an ketone. So R C double bond O R. So this one, if you treat with Grignard reagent, I will write a general equation. You can write equation by taking an example. R you replace only, you can take any other alkyl group. So R C double bond O R, R M G X. So what happens here? First, what happens? First, initially it will form an adduct, followed by hydrolysis, formation of an alcohol. So again, process is same. R minus comes and attached, O minus goes here. So at that time, O will abstract a magnesium. So we are going to get an additional product, R C O M G X. Next here R, and here already it is R. So it becomes an additional product. Adduct is obtained. Next, next hydrolysis, H2O. Treating with the water molecules, so we are going to get R, C, OH, R, R plus Mg, X and OH. What is this? This is, we call it as tertiary alcohol. Idan em kariteve? We call it as tertiary alcohol. Why we call this one as a tertiary alcohol? Because OH group attached carbon is connected to the 3 other alkyl groups. See, OH group attached carbon. This carbon is attached to 3 other alkyl group. 1, 2, 3. So this becomes a tertiary alcohol. Hope this is clear. How to get or how to synthesize a primary alcohol, secondary alcohol as well as a tertiary alcohol. Phenomenon is same, or I can say mechanism is the same. First step is nucleophilic addition. This is what we call it as nucleophile comes and attached to the carbonyl compound. So next adduct is formed. Second step is hydrolysis. First step is nucleophilic addition. Next step is hydrolysis. I have written in a single equation. You can divide into 2 equations also. So first step is formation of an adduct. Second step is hydrolysis, so that formation of an alcohol. So this is how one can synthesize alcohol from the Grignard reagent. So very, very important one. Again, I'll repeat. If you want to prepare a primary alcohol, you have to treat with any aldehyde. For a preparation of a primary alcohol, you have to treat with the formaldehyde. If you treat with any aldehyde except formaldehyde, it becomes a secondary alcohol. If you treat with the ketone, you are always going to get a tertiary alcohol. So usually in the examination, we'll get a question, how can you synthesize a tertiary alcohol from the Grignard reagent? How can you synthesize it? You have to treat with a ketone. So you should remember that which aldehyde or which ketone, if you choose it as a reactant to react with the Grignard reagent, so that which product will be obtained, in the sense which alcohol is going to get. So if it is an aldehyde, that is a formaldehyde, primary alcohol. If it is any aldehyde except formaldehyde, you are going to get a secondary alcohol. If it is a ketone, you are going to get a tertiary alcohol. Hope this is clear. Next, one more method of preparation is there. That is, how can you prepare an alcohol by a reduction process? What is meant by reduction? Reduction is the one where you have to add hydrogen, isn't it? Reduction in the sense you have to add hydrogen. So, if you add hydrogen to the reactant, it will undergo the process called reduction. So one can get an alcohol. So in that, first one is, that's usually we will reduce the carbonyl compound. So I will take reduction of aldehyde, reduction of aldehyde as well as ketone. If you reduce aldehyde, you can use a simple reducing agent like nickel, palladium, platinum to this. So if we have an aldehyde, I will write it as RC double bond OH. This is the general formula of an aldehyde, RC double bond OH. So when this aldehyde undergo, we call it as a catalytic hydrogenation here, addition of hydrogen. What is meant by addition of hydrogen? Reduction itself. So in the presence of a catalyst, you can use platinum, palladium or nickel. Here I used palladium. So when an aldehyde treating with hydrogen in the presence of palladium, so this is acts as a catalyst. So reduction takes place. Reduction in the sense addition of hydrogen takes place. So what happens? One hydrogen comes and attached here. So another carbon comes and attached here. So we are going to get a product RCH2OH. So RCH2OH in the sense, what is this? This is an alcohol. We can call it as primary alcohol. So this is how one can synthesize an alcohol from aldehyde. Or a ketone. You can use ketone also. If I use a ketone here, what happens? RC double bond OR undergo reduction in the presence of platinum or a palladium nickel. That's our catalyst. So here RCOH, hydrogen comes and attached here and here. There is a mechanism that is not needed for you. RCOH, so here R, here H. So it becomes a secondary alcohol. You are going to get secondary alcohol. Again I will repeat, secondary alcohol are those where oxygen attached carbon should attach to two other carbon atoms. So this becomes a secondary alcohol. So primary alcohol as well as secondary alcohol. So that can be synthesized by an aldehyde. So you can also go for the reaction where a reduction can be takes place by using a strong reducing agent such as lithium aluminium hydride or sodium borohydride NaBH4. So these are the strong reducing agents. This can also used for the synthesis of alcohol. So here if you have an carboxylic acid, RC double bond OH, that is for a general formula of a carboxylic acid. So again this also comes under carbonyl compound. This undergo reduction, 4 molecules of hydrogen is needed for the reduction here in the presence of lithium aluminium hydride. So what happens? So this one I can also write it as RC double bond OH, isn't it? We can write like this. So what is the product formed here? So so we are going to get R double bond OH there, hydrogen comes and attach here. So we are going to get RCH2OH. So this is how one can synthesis alcohol by the process called reduction. Reduction is in the sense addition of hydrogen. So across the multiple bond by using a proper reducing agent. So you can use nickel, platinum, palladium is a simple reducing agent. So you can use strong reducing agent also. Carboxylic acid undergo reduction with a lithium aluminium hydride. So alcohol is formed. But this lithium aluminium hydride is very costly. So for all the preparation of alcohol, if you use a lithium aluminum hydride, it becomes difficult because it's costlier one. So usually we'll go for a simple reducing agent like palladium, platinum, or we can also prepare this alcohol from an ester also. If we have an ester treating with a small amount of alcohol, carboxylic acid is formed. Carboxylic acid followed by reduction, we are going to get an alcohol. So there is a number of methods are there to synthesize alcohol by a reduction process. So in that, reduction of an aldehyde and a ketone, reduction of an carboxylic acid as well as a reduction of esters are there. So hope this is clear. So you have to use a reducing agent in all the cases. These are simpler reducing agent. You can use palladium or nickel also here, or you can also use platinum also. Slash in the sense you can use or. So palladium, nickel, platinum. So here what happens? In this case, if you use a lithium aluminum hydride, it's a stronger one. So lithium aluminum hydride. So second one followed by hydrolysis, H2O. So that you are going to get an alcohol here. So this is the method of synthesis of an alcohol by different technique. So hope these are clear, these things are clear. So we have studied total how many method of preparations of alcohol? Totally 4 method. First one is by carbonyl, by alkenes, that is catalytic hydrogenation of an alkene. Next, hydroboration oxidation. After that, preparation by Grignard reagent. The last one is by the reduction of an carbonyl compound, that is aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid as well as esters. So it is clear. So that is regarding the preparation techniques. So once you study the preparation of alcohol, then one has to study what are the chemical properties of that. We have discussed physical property in the last class. What is the boiling point, how it varies, what is the solubility. We discussed that in the in the last class. So in today's class we have to discuss about chemical property, how they will react with the other chemicals. So that you have to study. So in that, how this alcohol, that is alcohol contain hydroxyl group, isn't it? So once it has an hydroxyl group, this alcohol sometimes acts as a nucleophile, sometimes acts as electrophile. What is meant by nucleophile and electrophile? So you should know this concept because we studied what are nucleophiles and electrophiles, all those in the last year. So nucleophiles are those which are electron rich species. It has the tendency to donate the electron. Whereas electrophiles are those which is electron deficient species which has the tendency to accept the electron. So nucleophile, it has the tendency to donate. You have an excess, then you can donate it. If you don't have, then how can you donate to someone else? So it's impossible. So nucleophiles are those, whereas electrophiles are those which can accept the electrons. You don't have, so you can accept it. If somebody gives you, you can accept it. If you have, then only you can give it. That is what nucleophiles and electrophiles. Nucleophiles are electron rich one. It has a more electron, so it can donate it. So in chemical properties of alcohol, so under the chemical properties, we have to discuss the chemical properties of alcohol in two methods or in two ways. One is the reaction involving cleavage of OH bond, cleavage of OH bond. And another one is reaction involving cleavage of CO bond. So here, sometime I told earlier itself, alcohol sometimes acts as a nucleophile, in some other case it acts as an electrophile. So if the cleavage of OH bond takes place, OH in the sense, so we write generally it as ROH, isn't it? This is what a general formula of an alcohol. So if the cleavage takes place here if the cleavage takes place, then we say that it undergo a nucleophilic reaction. If the same ROH, if the cleavage takes place in a CO bond, here I wrote CO bond in the sense it's R, alkyl group, C is there. So illi cleavage adre RO, then it acts as an electrophile. So sometimes it acts as a nucleophile, in some other case it acts as an electrophile. So first we have to discuss the reaction involving the cleavage of OH bond. Once we study all the properties of the reaction which involves the cleavage of OH bond, then we will move on to the reaction involving CO bond. So here you should explain why the reaction of alcohol which involves the cleavage of OH bond acts as a nucleophile. Why it acts as a nucleophile? Why can't it act as an electrophile? What is the reason behind it? So here, in this case, reaction involving a cleavage of OH bond. So here, if I write if we have an ROH, okay, this will react with any carbon molecule here. So what happens here? We know that oxygen is always having a lone pair of electron. Lone pair of electron in the sense it has a tendency to donate the electron, isn't it? So tendency of donation will be there. So what happens? It will donate here. So what happens? R, C, O, H, RCOH. So next what happens? Here cleavage takes place. So OH bond will be breaking of OH bond takes place. So we are going to get where RCO double bond O here plus H plus. So here the cleavage takes place. So this is how a reaction taking place here. So in this case, if I explain it here, what happens in this case? OH bond cleavage takes place. Here in the OH bond cleavage, because oxygen is having a lone pair of electron, so this alkyl group, which is an electron donating group, yes, it's an electron releasing group. What happens here? This hydrogen and alkyl group, here alkyl is an electron releasing group. This oxygen, which is having a more electronegative nature, because of the electronegativity nature of the oxygen, which abstract the shared pair of electron of hydrogen to the oxygen. So here the electron density becomes more because of the electronegativity nature of oxygen. So because of the high electronegativity of oxygen, the lone pair of electron which is shared between the atom will abstract towards the oxygen itself. Therefore here it becomes more electron density. Therefore what happens? It becomes a nucleophile. So this is why in a cleavage of OH bond, we say that it undergo nucleophilic reaction. Hope it is clear. Because of the high electronegativity nature of oxygen, shared pair of electron move towards the oxygen, so density is more, therefore it will donate the electron. Therefore it undergo nucleophilic reaction. Hope it is clear. So next we have to discuss, so when it is having a nucleophilic nature, what happens if it is reacts with the metals? What happens if it reacts with other chemicals? So in that we have to discuss about the acidity of alcohol. What is acidity? I have asked here acidity of alcohol. Okay, acidity of alcohols. So here in the acidity of alcohol, so we know that alcohol, it has an ROH, oxygen is having a lone pair of electron. So what happens here? Usually alcohols will react with the metals here to explain acidic nature. So alcohol you have to treat within a metal like sodium, aluminium or potassium. So you have to treat with a metal like sodium and aluminium. So if we have an alcohol 2ROH, when it is treated with metal like a sodium, we write it as 2Na here, 2 molecule is needed. What happens here? Formation of alkoxide takes place. RONA, 2RONA plus the liberation of hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas will be liberated. Or you can also take another example where tertiary alcohol treating with aluminium. So what happens here? Formation of an alkoxide. Alkoxide in the sense hydrogen of an alcohol is replaced by any metal. So it becomes an alkoxide. So here CH3, CH3, CH3O, aluminium. So to balance it, I write this 2 here. So it is 2 molecules here 3 times. Okay. So it should be here. Sorry. So alkoxide will be formed. Here also liberation of hydrogen gas. So in both cases, if you observe the reaction, here alcohol acts as a Bronsted acid. Why it acts as a Bronsted acid? This hydrogen, it has a tendency to donate its proton, isn't it? So here in both the cases, it donated its proton to the metal. Yes, it donated its proton. Proton is liberated, and in the sense it donated to the metal. So donation tendency is observed here. So therefore we say that it acts as an acid. So therefore we call it as alcohol has the acidic nature, because it has a tendency to donate its proton. So because of the donation tendency of that, we say that alcohol acts as a proton donor, or it acts as an acidic nature or a Lewis acid. That is because of the tendency of donation of a hydrogen. So here, if you compare a primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, which one is a more acidic? How can you explain it? So now you know why this alcohol acts as an acidic nature, because of the tendency of a donation of a proton. So if you have a primary, secondary as well as a tertiary alcohol, which alcohol is more acidic and why? So if we have a primary alcohol, I will write it as ROH, it's a primary alcohol. Second one is RCRHOH, secondary alcohol. And the last one is R, C, R, R, OH. Tertiary alcohol. So primary alcohol, secondary alcohol as well as a tertiary alcohol. So out of this, which one is more acidic and why? So we know that as alkyl groups is more, it has the more tendency of donating of an electron or releasing tendency of electron is more. So therefore primary becomes more acidic, after that secondary, then tertiary. We will explain it again in the next class in detail. Thank you.